2020, motherfuckers. We made it, Pete.
2021.
2021. Oh, my God.
Yeah, you're still in last year.
No, it still seems like last year.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah.
Anyway, here's our first couch tune of the year. We've got Mr. Pete here. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's going on, guys? I'm Pete.
Pete's going to be around a little bit. He's close to me, so I'm going to grab him. He's going to hold cameras sometimes
That's
for filming
perfect.
some shit.
We needed an extra guy.
We need an extra guy because
We need all the help we can get here.
we're just trying to get everybody and make a big family, right? That's what.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to do.
So what do we want to talk about? What the fuck?
You guys buy any new parts? You guys do anything new?
We worked on Pete's car a little
My
bit.
car a little bit. New front
Yeah, I
end.
see that. What, dude? They sent you that bumper, and
That's
they
in the corner. Where I folded
they took his bumper and folded it.
it. Yeah.
You sent me a picture. I'm like, are you shitting me? Like, what do you can't fix that?
No.
Watch what you're buying on eBay.
Yeah.
You know, he bought a
Fine
bumper,
print. Read the fine print.
and it's basically folded. And he showed me, and I was like,
He sent me a picture. I'm like, what the fuck did they do to that bumper?
dude, it's still sitting there. It's been that way.
I haven't seen it. I'll have to go.
And it's still, dude, we can make a coffee table of it. We just
How
put a
did
Make
piece.
some wall art.
Whose thought process was it that was gonna work?
And you can get them painted too, like that.
Yeah, that's
Imagine
really
getting it
nice.
painted.
No,
Like
no,
that.
I can't. You know what I've heard of people doing is you ship bumpers through Greyhound.
Yes,
Yeah,
I heard that.
You take a Greyhound, you go to your local Greyhound, you say, hi, I need this dropped off over here. So you can go from, like, Chicago to LA or whatever. It goes in the bottom. It's cheaper than a bus ticket, but you still pay. But it's cheaper than buying, shipping it.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens is they pull it off the bus and you pick it up from the bus station.
That's cool.
Yeah. I haven't done it yet, but I know it goes pretty smooth.
That's pretty interesting. Might have to check into that. Of course, I haven't really sold anything like that, but it's just...
No, usually bumpers, that's
We're in the fucking winter blues, and it doesn't help with all the fucking shit that's going on, and I'm fucking depressed. Pete's like, are you still alive? I'm like, yeah, I'm here.
We're here.
I'm playing Cyberpunk and building model cars. What the fuck you want?
You've got a whole garage full of model cars over there.
I started drinking. That's my new hobby.
You know what? I just decided I'm just gonna start drinking. I'm just gonna become an
For
alcoholic.
New Year's, I said to the girlfriend, I'm like, I'm making whiskey sours. And she's like, okay. So I didn't buy stuff to make whiskey sours, but I had vodka lemonades. And then a couple days later, I bought stuff to make whiskey sour. And I'm like, you know what? That's it. I'm going to become an alcoholic.
I love how it's just like, you know what? That's just what I'm gonna do.
But you know what? It's I've already dropped the ball. I haven't
I don't
drank
have time.
since.
I don't have time for that.
I haven't drank since. I can't even be an alcoholic right. What the hell?
Yeah. you can't even become an alcoholic. Like,
So,
that's where we're at.
what do you guys think? What's going on the freaking pages? I know fucking customization. I don't even see shit from customization anymore.
I feel like there's a whole new group of people that just bought the cars that are coming.
That's been my
Christmas.
thesis for the past 2 years.
Yeah.
Well, what happened to all the OG guys?
They've all trickled out. There's a few kicking around, but they're on our page. They're not on the other pages.
I know.
Here's another thing I did. I got off all the first gen pages because I'm like, you know what? I don't own a first gen anymore. I'm like, I'm gonna head out. The second gen pages are kind of slow and.
Yeah, well, they're all kind of slow. I haven't seen anything on customization. I see no rules, which no rules turned into a shit show for a while.
I don't know.
And
the only thing recently that happened is you found that guy. The other day,
Trevor.
That thing's nice. That caught my attention. I'm like, ooh.
And I told him straight up, like I talked to him for a while after
You're like,
that.
get over here.
I'm like, dude, you need to come over here. And luckily he followed, and because he's the type of person that we're looking for.
It's clean. So what all is going on with that?
Well, the coolest thing was, and I felt bad because the first thing I said was, does that window go down? He redid the back window. And the reason I said that, Trevor, I'll
Which
explain.
back window? What do you mean?
The back door.
He took out that piece, so it's just one big piece of glass for the back door.
Oh.
So, and I'll explain this to you, Trevor. As soon as I saw your picture, made me realize why that fucking window's there. Because otherwise the window won't go down.
Right.
So, he says it doesn't go down, but he doesn't do it. So it's no big deal. Which, hey, that's cool. It still looks fucking
You know,
cleaner.
that does look... I didn't get a good look at those pictures. I flipped through them like, oh, that looks good.
Oh, come
It
on!
does. I looked at it, but I didn't catch the back.
Wait,
I saw
I'm looking
the back.
for
I was
boobs.
looking at,
I know.
I was
Boobs.
looking
There
at
it is.
the bumper
There it
in
is.
the rear. But that does look good.
Yes.
The symmetry of it.
Well, and the other thing was that got me, and I talked to him quite a bit about it because it got me. I was intrigued with the box for his license plate.
Yeah, that's what caught my attention.
It's rounded on the corners.
Which is brave.
Which
Because you got to know, that's what I noticed.
Well, and then I talked to him because I was like, dude, I looked at it, and the way it's made, I'm thinking you took a piece of metal and you welded it all the way around the edges and this and that.
Yeah.
No, he bought a square box, and they cut the corners and rounded it. So that's pretty decent.
It's a cool look. I dig the look of it.
It definitely cool, because my big thing, and I talked to him for a while about it, was that when you do those, you want it tight to the frame, and it's hard to get the rounded edges with it tight to the frame, and he did pull that off.
Well, like when we shaved mine, I opted to not put it in the door because it already had been done. And I always like the asymmetrical, like...
Yeah,
but the problem is that's starting to become like a dated look.
The angle thing is now a 90s custom thing. It's dated. So.
That's why I shied away from that.
Well, but the cool thing was, and I was laughing because I saw him on Customization or one of those other pages, and there's these guys on there, and they're like, cool, VIP build. And I'm like, dumbass, that's fucking street rod style. You don't even fucking know.
That's where I think my build's going.
Well, street rod's cool because it's that clean, crisp look.
That's the only route I can go. With everything how I've done it so far, that's the only way.
Well, and
I can see it.
And when I talked to him, it was like we were cut from the same cloth because he's like, less is more, and I'm like, for sure. And that's a big problem with the import culture. And it's not to say it's wrong. Everybody's got their thing, and I know I'm the old fucking man in the room now, but you look at some of the stuff and you're like, really? We fucking
I don't care for a lot of
wheels are like this.
Yeah.
I don't mind stances if as long as it's done tastefully. Like when there's a certain point when it's too much. If you get it like Jesse just did his, I love the way it looks. I'm not a stance guy.
I gotta see his up close because
the back is an inch wider than the front, and the way it's specced out and sized, it's sharp. Those 19s, I almost think the 19s fit better than 20s.
Here's my issue with the stance thing, okay? And I understand you guys like it or whatever, but when I see a car like that, I see somebody that doesn't know how to use a tape measure and doesn't know how to make shit fit.
Yeah, you see a lot of that. But if you see really good stance...
I don't see any good stance.
Well, that's you. But I'm saying, like, if it's done right, I like it, but it's very rarely done in a way that I really like it.
But for me... and I'm not saying that...
But you're from a different world.
I know, but if you look at it for me, if you're going to put a 10-inch wide rim on the back, you need to fucking narrow the rim to get it to fit.
Yeah.
This is romper room. I'm just going to fucking... And then it's fucking done.
No, the way he's got it fitted, like he has it measured out so it tucks.
Yeah.
Because his old setup didn't tuck. And a long time, I used to ride his ass all the time. I'd have been like, dude, I'm lower than you because my tires fit. Because his would sit on the tires, but once he changed all of it out, car got lower because, everything tucks and it's where it clears the fenders and everything. Well, but it's like a real, and it airs all the way down, but it's tight.
That's another issue that I have with the stance guys. If you ever see anybody that's all stance, their fenders are all fucked up. Because
that's that fender, that's that lip to fender. That's a whole different category.
Well, you could still do lip to fender if you're on air ride, but these static guys, which I so have a problem with, and the only reason I have a problem with them is because they can't seem to understand that.
I don't have a problem with static guys. I have a problem with static guys that have a problem with air guys.
Yes.
Whatever, static is fine. Like whatever.
Well, and then there's another guy who hit me up because I put a picture of rail and box on something. They were talking about suspension, and I'm like, dude, I can fucking help you into this. This guy hits me up, and he's talking about these struts, and I sent you a picture of those struts, and I was like, whoa, He's like, they're...
So what, is that a stock strut with some add-on whatever?
I don't even... It was a stock strut.
Well, the thing is, the bottom edge of the bag is 2 inches above the perch.
Well, there's that much above the perch of the thing, okay? And then the top hat had to be about like this.
You can do them with stock struts, but you have to modify the strut. Like, you have to cut it away and move. Jimmy Roberts knew how to do that. I went right for the... I didn't do that.
Well, and I'm telling you, he sends me a message, and he's a nice guy. I enjoyed talking to him as well, and I didn't get to see any of his stuff. And he's like, well, what can I do to go lower? And he's telling me I got echo struts and this and this and this. And I'm like, dude, the only thing I can tell you is to change the top hats out. And he's like, okay, I'll get top hats. I'm like, wait a minute. I don't even know what you got. Your top hats could be fine. Then he shows me the picture, and I go, dude, those bags are wrong. Yeah. And he started talking to somebody else, and he's like, oh, these bags are the same size. No, they're not. I said, you've got a double cantilever or a double.
And that's for a first gen, right?
Right. And I'm like, get the UA bags, and he's like, no, they're the same size. I go, no, they don't crush the same.
No, the riding height and the max height might be the same, but the claps.
No, but the double bellow is going to expand. And I said to him,
those double bellows, you push you up to stock height.
He's way past. I said, you have to go way past stock. He's like, oh yeah.
He said it's like.
He's like, I have no reason to ride that high, and I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I wouldn't either, but No. So then I sent him over to Rando, sent Rando a picture, and he goes, dude, those are the wrong bags. I said,
well, at this point, it's the only two setups that I on a second are on any XB. If you're not cutting stuff and doing your own thing, if you're buying bolt on, you either get the coilovers with the sleeve bags or you buy Randos. Those are your two options.
That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it. And the Randos drop pretty low and they're durable and they're serviceable. I really like them. But if you need more adjustment out of whatever for camber or whatever, like there's more you can do. It's just by design.
Well, and there's other ways of going about that.
But keep in mind too, the coilovers don't perform like they do with springs in them because
I don't understand that whole setup, but I do know this. A lot of guys run the air.
Greg Stoddard knows a lot about that. I talked to him about that. There's some cool shit you can do with that.
I'm sure there is, and there's a lot of other stuff out there. But when you this guy shows me this, he's like showing me a build that this guy was following, and I'm like, never heard of this car, don't understand it, and he showed me this thing, and I was just like, dude, put Rando deletes on it, and it'll put you where you want to be.
Yeah, that's what I would do. The only downside to the Randos is with the way the bags are, finding wheel sizes to fit, like especially in bigger wheels,
on your
gets
second
harder.
gens, you have an issue. On the first gens, the Rando bags is an issue with you have to go in and take out the welded.
Oh, that's not even that big of a deal.
It's not, but some people.
It's with the second gens. It's the natural part of the hub. The flange is here and the bag is here, so there's only so much you can do.
Well, but a lot of people with the Randos don't know that going in. I know Crystal. She had blown a bag one day, and I said, "You didn't shave those things off."
And immediately, you already know what it is.
And she was right.
You saw the tabs off? Nope. There you go.
That's what did it. So people need to know that. But I think that's what needs to happen with the groups. There's no sense. It's kind of like when the fucking gang leader gets fucking taken out, right? And now there's nobody left. Everybody's like, hey!
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't even go on there that much. And when I do, it's like I stop myself. I'm like, I don't want to get into this shitstorm again.
Like I said, I left all the first gen pages. I don't own a first gen anymore, so
I try and help people, but
you usually
provide some reasonable information.
eBay.
Well,
just go on eBay.
And then I got on one the other day. They were talking about headlights, and I'm like, "There's no adjustment for the first gens," and I'm like going off, and then somebody says, and I'm like, I go out and look, I'm like, "Oh, there's an adjustment." I never saw it before.
I was gonna say there is an adjustment. I happen to actually know that.
So, but there's one, and I'm like,
but it really doesn't. It doesn't give you a wide. It's a very narrow range.
Well, there's only one adjustment, so it's a little this way and a little that way.
Yeah,
that's it.
Mm-hmm.
But what else?
So what else? So what all have you done? You've done some stuff. You fixed the front bumper.
So yeah, I got a new front bumper. We gotta work on. Put the wing mirror in.
Which
Screw with my exhaust?
Isn't it already in?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the wing. I like the wing mirrors.
And then we made the brackets.
Yeah.
For it.
Luckily, he had the schematics still.
Where did you put the brackets for his? Is it like?
It's just like mine.
Okay.
And I made these brackets that I've seen. Some of these guys.
You know what you ought to do? You ought to figure out like a really nice way to mount those up where they're super easy to put in and just start selling them. People would buy them.
Because I've seen.
I would buy stuff.
I've seen some of the fucking one of these guys that have done it. There's one guy that's got fucking all thread with it going to the A-turn.
No, I've seen that one where I'm like, yeah.
The other ones where the guys have fucking drilled it through the fucking
through the headliner.
In the fucking sun visors. And that's the nice thing about it.
If you could figure out a way to mount it into like some factory point, that'd be cool. But
well, the way we do it,
or if you can make it easy with a drilling template,
it's super easy.
Yeah.
And we did it fairly quick with his because like
you've already done it.
I did mine. I made these up because what I wanted a mirror that sits tight to the window.
Yeah, because usually they stick out too far back.
Because otherwise, once you put them in, you can't use the sun visors.
Yeah.
And this car, for whatever reason, I still got sun visors and I wanted to use them. So they still come down.
Oh, you're like, let's get rid of the sun visors. I'm like, nope, I will not ditch. I use them. I refuse to let go of my sun visors. I won't do it.
I never use them that much.
I use them daily.
So we did
Every
that.
day.
Got that done. And then the front lip, which that's just a winter one.
That was a winter one.
It's a cool looking winter lip.
Yeah, just beat on it. I don't really care.
Well, the nice thing is,
cheap. It's funny thing is, the aftermarket ones are cheaper than the OEM style ones.
Well, and that one will take some fucking snow hits too. It'll flex. So.
What is it? Is it a Duraflex one?
I don't know what it is. Something like that.
Or whatever it's called on eBay.
No.
But it looks good.
Yeah.
It's got an aggressive look to it.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna build them a front end. We even talked about a Bowser hood.
Yeah. Maybe,
yes.
Maybe doing
I love those Bowser
maybe dimple
hoods.
dye.
Those look so
Yeah, he's talking about dimple dye. I talked to him the other day. He's like, I'm looking at dimple dyes. He's like, you know anything about it? I'm like, no, but you can put it on the counter and hit it with a hammer.
Yeah, you can do that too. No, dimple dyes would be cool.
Yeah, because I got a new hood.
I'm telling you, once you've seen them, especially in person, you look at the stock one, you're like,
what, the Bowser hood?
Yeah, because I just like the way they look.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely like it, and that's why we did the video and I put that out because I wanted people out there to see it.
So I still have Wabi's grill kicking around, and it's really a shame I don't have anything to do with it. Yeah, because I really like that grill.
It should be hanging on the wall.
I should just bring it over and hang it on your wall.
Dude, you know what? I'm looking for shit yesterday. I have 3 fucking gauge surrounds. I don't even know where they came from.
I probably gave you... Is it one of them green?
One of them's green.
I gave you that one. That was the one out of Wabi.
Right, that's the one out of Wabi. The other one's out of Raylan... No, it's out of that one because I took the one out of Raylan box and put it in there. So it's for that one.
Yeah.
I don't know where the third one came from.
I don't know. Well, that's like the other thing too is I have a first gen engine cover. It looks like a randoed one.
Yeah.
But it's got a club logo cut into it. I can't do anything with it.
That's a whole piece.
I might hit up the original guy and ask him if he wants it back.
I don't think there's anybody left in that club.
I don't even think that club exists anymore. I might just hang it on the wall or something. I found your turn signals too. The side markers.
Yes.
The green ones, because he had one of them. Where's the other one? I went through all of my shit. I boxed, labeled, and organized all of my shit. I'm like, oh, there it is. Hey, are you looking for this? Yeah, I am looking for that. Where was that? Oh, it's in my box of shit.
I told you had it. No, I don't have it.
I was sure as shit I did.
Now I just gotta find the other smoked fucking corner light for the bumper. I don't know where the fuck it is. I went up and
those are easy to make, right?
Yeah, but
you know what's funny? I don't think Wabi came with the rear markers.
I don't remember if I had it in there.
I don't remember.
Mine don't even work.
I don't have it anymore. We gotta do a rear bumper for your car too.
Yeah, I need a rear bumper too.
I got those.
You got the bumper.
I got 2 of those.
Are you gonna make a cool one?
I don't know. Are we?
I don't know.
So James needs 2 new doors.
James Yorko definitely needs some doors.
You know, I was going to hit up the guy I sold the last of Wabi's stuff to, because he's got all 4 of those doors, and I happen to know they're sitting in a shipping container not doing anything.
Is it Connor?
Yeah. I was going to ask him, like, make me a very reasonable price to buy the doors back, and I was going to give it to him for Christmas, but he's like, I'm going to get red doors. I'm like...
He needs to paint the car.
Those doors, the bitch is, those doors are fresh. Those are good doors. There's no rust on them. There's no dings.
Well,
everything in them works. The door panels are, the door cards are garbage, but so what?
Connor Dunn's been doing shit too. He's been redoing the stereo in that thing.
God, that's a whole different world.
I know. Well, he was showing the way the lights were moving, and it looked like the fucking subs are
That
turning.
thing's gonna be brutal when it's done.
Yeah.
I can't even demo anymore. Like, he's the only one I'll do a demo with. I give him 2 minutes. I'm like, I'm done. I'm going.
Wait a minute. The last time we saw him, I kept trying to talk you into it, and you wouldn't get in.
Yeah, because my ears fucking hurt when I get out. I'm like, you know what? That's cool, but I don't need that. My L7 is like already too loud, so.
I'm happy. I got mine working again. So
I gotta finish your sub box. That's sitting in my doorway, and I'm like, I gotta finish that.
Yeah, you do. It's supposed to have been done about a month and a half ago.
Yeah, I should have. I'm gonna wrap that up. I think the next time I come out,
well,
I'll bring
the
it.
funny thing is, I was driving mine, and all of a sudden the sub or everything shut off, and I went,
that ain't gonna work.
Oh fuck.
Oh no.
So I turned it off, and I'm like, and I'm like, I'll deal with that later. I'll deal with that later. I'll deal with that later. So finally, well, here's the thing. Every Christmas, me and my daughter always watch National Lampoon's Vacation in the car for about a week when we're doing anything. Mm-hmm. We didn't have a stereo. So we couldn't. And my daughter was
Does
like...
the radio not work at all?
It didn't work. I had no highs at all. So I'm like, all right, well...
That's right, you're on a 4-channel.
Then the other day, the heat wasn't going on the floor, because I usually have the heat on the floor so that it keeps my feet warm and it doesn't dry my eyes out. I'm driving home with food, and I'm like, fuck it, I'll put it on the floor, turn the heat on, it'll keep it warm. I got home, it was ice cold. So the next day I did it with my daughter, and she's like...
You know why? Because the air.
She goes, Dad, there's no heat down here. I go, oh, what the fuck? So the next day I'm like, all right, this is it. I'm going to fix the heat. I'm going to fix the stereo.
That's optimistic.
So I get out there, and I'm like, I'm going to be driving to pick up my daughter with the car torn apart. I get out in the garage, and I pull the fucking centerpiece off. I get in there. I turn the fucking heater. It fucking pops out of the floor. I'm like, all right, cool. Put that in. Turn it apart. And the other thing was, for the stereo, I'm like, passenger side kick panel, there's an extra set of wires in there. I bet they're fucking touching. Bingo!
Solve the mystery.
Done? 10 minutes.
That's why building your own shit is the best, because when it breaks, you probably can figure out why real quick.
And it was, you get done, and I'm like, I've been driving around for a month without a stereo. I could have had a stereo the whole time.
All you had to do was fix 2 wires.
It's the way it always is. It's always something stupid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 24 minutes.
Oh, we got to start winding it up.
Yeah.
So.
I have been buying parts.
You're buying parts?
I've been buying some stuff.
You haven't told me what you bought.
Bought some stuff. Well, here's the thing. I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready to get rid of the trunk setup.
Are we gonna wait till the show's tomorrow and then I gotta paint them?
I might. Well, the goal this year is because I don't have tickets for mini nats for the people that follow us and go, but I'm thinking about I'm gonna go anyway as a spectator for like a day.
Well, we need to figure out the shows because we need to go someplace. We're definitely
We'll put that out on the next of what we're doing. I want to do some more local stuff.
Well, we need to do Slamology. I know that there's been
I definitely am doing Slam this year.
There's been a bunch of XB guys that have showed up there in the past.
No, there's always a few.
So we need to do
Bob
that.
usually does that one.
So we'll get some together with that. We got to drag Pete to some shows.
Yeah, you need to get out more.
Yeah, well, having a kid sucks. But...
Yeah,
that's no excuse. I got one.
Yeah, but she's old enough to take care of herself.
There you go. Well, no problem.
She went to her first show when she was like 3 months old.
No, we'll definitely get out this summer. Hopefully stuff will be open more.
That's the other thing. This year got fucked with all this.
And we'll put it
Whatever.
out. We're gonna. I want to do the Stance Down Low show. Pete's talked about it. You should do it. Joe's talked
Probably.
about it. I know we're waiting until we see if the
The
weather's
big
right.
one I'm excited for this year is I want to do Slammed Enough.
Yeah. If they're
I've
doing it.
always wanted to do it.
Yeah, but wait, they canceled that already.
Did they cancel Slammed Enough already?
Yeah, it's
God
by your
damn
house. That's canceled.
it. Yeah. Fuck.
Anyway,
All right.
we better wrap this shit up. Thanks, guys, for watching. We're going to do some tech, too. We got some shit in the works here. And let us know what you guys think and what you guys think we should do. What's up with you guys? We want to know. Let's keep the page going and have some fun. See ya.
All right.
Soundtrack, what's poppin', baby? Woo! If y'all ain't know, I go by the name of Lupe Fiasco, representing that first and 15. Yeah, and this one right here, I dedicate this one right here to all my homies out there grinding. You know what I'm saying? Legally and illegally. You know what I'm talking about? So, check it out. First got it when he was 6, didn't know any tricks. Matter of fact, first time he got on it, he slipped. Landed on his hip and busted his lip. For a week he had to talk with a list like this. Now we can end the story right here, but shorty didn't quit, it was something in the air. Yeah, he said it was something so appealing, he couldn't fight the feeling, something about it. He knew he couldn't doubt it, couldn't understand it. Branded, since the first kickflip he landed. Labeled a misfit, a bandit. Cocoon, cocoon, cocoon. His neighbors couldn't stand it, so he was banished to the park. Started in the morning, wouldn't stop after dark. Yeah, when they said it's getting late in here, so I'm sorry, young man, there's no skating.